Here is what every coach Googles, but with the answers that Google never gives.
This is part 1 of a 2-part episode because we took the questions that coaches are having, the fears, doubts, and uncertainties coaches are having, mainly in the beginning of their journey, and we're going to cover them.
It's the most common questions that are being asked frequently on search engines like Google, but also from beginner coaches that we meet in our discovery calls or in our scale plan sessions, or that we meet when we're facilitating event. Anytime we're meeting new coaches, these are the questions that are frequently asked. And the problem is that it's really hard to find a qualified answer.
Yeah.
That they can actually use. We thought, why not create that?
Let's try and do it. Let's try and help out. And I'm having birthday week for my business this week because it's 7 years ago I started a business, and I definitely recognized most of these things because we all have the fears, we all have uncertainties. They look a little bit different. And I'm really curious, when you started up, which ones did you recognize the most?
I remember when I got started, and I remember when I got past it, and I remember when I did events and talked to new participants. I remember that it was very, very clear to me that I couldn't see it at the time, but I was hiding.
Yeah.
And I was hiding because I've ran businesses now for 17 years. And so for the first 10 or 11 years, I had senior partners that I could hide behind. So I could be the cool guy, the fun guy, the energetic guy that came up and did great stuff when it was safe. But I was never the front figure. I wasn't the face of the business. I wasn't the one being held responsible in the eyes of the consumer or the participant. So I was running another coaching business back then. When I started this, my biggest thing was hiding.
Yeah.
It was so hard. You remember when I did my first Facebook Live?
Yeah.
When I was about to announce that I'm gonna build a program for coaches to help them make their first 10,000 euros in their business. It took me 3 hours to press the record button. That live video got more views than any of my other live videos for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
I think I had 5,000 views on that single video.
Yeah.
And I had nothing but appreciation in the comments. Nothing but people just whoop, whoop. It was connected to my biggest fear of not being good enough, being doubtful.
Yeah. I felt the same thing because it was also the imposter. I was so afraid of being judged. And somehow I was really afraid of being judged about being in it for the wrong reason, or being judged for just being there for because I wanted to make money. A big fear, and I wanted to make money, not because I wanted to help people. I had that a lot. That was one thing. But
was that connected to another fear that you were afraid that you actually, if you were to commit to helping people, that you would fail them? Was it connected to that as well? That
probably
people would realize that.
Yeah, of course. In the beginning, I was just that scared that they would not like it and say I'm bad or something like that. Yes, absolutely. And at the same time, when I started the business, I was alone with my 3 kids. I just got out of a divorce. So it was also all the finances was on me. So I was also dead scared. What if I'm not going to make the money? So all that scarcity was so hard to handle. During these years that you've been working with a coach, working with 1,000 students, it's a lot of people that have been going through our programs. How has that developed for you over the years? Because there's so much experience now to those fears you had at that time, those uncertainties you had then.
The fears and the emotions that I had back then has completely transformed into other things. So not proceed to myself, so I'm not sure that they definitely don't look the same. Do I want to hide? No. Do I want to be visible? No. Does that hold me back? No. One of the things that have been the hardest for me to keep while growing and while working with more people, I want to have a good time. I want to have fun. And at times I've lost the fun. And when I lose the fun, there's more depth to that because it's been a real thing.
Yeah. The biggest thing I realized is And it kind of gave me a new fear. That's actually interesting. Because in the beginning, my scarcity over money, being able to pay my bills and stay in the house and take care of the kids, that was such a driving force. It was such a big motivator for me to really work and really hustle and make things work. But when we started hitting 100K month, 150K month, even 250K month, I'm not afraid anymore. We are in a completely different place today. So I'm not afraid of the money anymore. I'm not scared of finances. Yes, we do still need to make money. We definitely do. But my life is not threatened by not having money anymore, as it was back then. But my biggest fear in that was, I realized that, and that was a couple of years ago, that I also lost that motivation and drive, that fire that came from the scarcity. And that was so scary because I was chasing the next revenue spark because it was like a game. Like, can I do that? Can I do that? And once it wasn't that important anymore, I lost that drive a bit. Should we dive into it?
Yeah.
We're going to have 2 episodes on this topic. You don't know the questions, so I'm going to ask you the questions. And I believe the biggest problem coaches are having when they're having fears and doubts and uncertainties and these things is they stop. They let those things stop them in their business. Because as we're speaking about right now, we need to go through them. Everyone needs to go through them.
Yeah, and they all look a little bit different.
They look a little bit different, but they go back to mainly the same things often.
Oh yeah. So
right?
they can be chunked down into the same categories. But individually, I remember that I felt that I'm the only person in the world that feels this way.
Yeah.
Everyone else seems to got their stuff figured out.
Yeah, so that's where the comparison syndrome kicks in.
For sure.
It looks like everyone else, just like it's so easy for everyone else.
Yeah, and it's painful.
It's not. So let's get into it. Question number 1. Who am I to coach someone when my own life or business is not perfect?
You don't need to be better than the person that you're coaching. You don't even need to be further ahead and better at the thing than the person you're coaching. You need congruency. Congruency is the foundation. So you need to have an awareness. It could be about the step-by-step, about the emotional process, about the actual playbook of what it takes to build X, Y, or Z. It's not about you being better than the person at a certain thing. Otherwise, a coach for an Olympian that is the best in the world at what they do, let's take pole vaulting or whatever, they also have coaches, but they have coaches for a specific trait that holds them accountable to make sure that they're producing and performing the way that they have set out to do.
I think it's very important here to speak about congruency because I also want to flag that, you don't need to be perfect. And you say that you don't even need to be ahead. I would actually argue that it depends. If you're trying to be a mentor and teach something to someone, yes, you need to be congruent within what you teach. You need to know the thing you teach.
So good. Yeah, right. You need to be ahead.
Yeah.
Like I said, you need to be at least one step ahead of your client, but you don't need to be better than the client. That's where the comparison comes in because everyone has individual skills. There are coaches in our programs that are way better at certain things than I am. I'm not looking to outdo my clients in every area of my life, in their life, and compare them. We also want different things. But people actually make that mistake. So good, thank you for clarifying. No, it's not about, because one of the things that gets me sick is seeing another Dubai teenager that helps people become millionaires.
Yeah.
There's so much. And there are people with congruency. If you're listening to this, you're a Dubai person and you help people build whatever, and you have congruency, you've actually built something before you started to help people make money, then I applaud you. Congratulations. But in all other cases, it lacks congruency.
Yeah, I think it's a major problem, not just for the individual, it's a major problem for the industry. Yeah. Because that is the reason no one trusts. So don't teach something you haven't received, haven't gotten any result in.
No.
Don't teach that. But you can be a coach. You can ask questions. You can guide. You can keep accountable. But you cannot teach something you don't own. And how do you know you own it? Well, you got the results to prove it.
Yeah.
Because you should not. It's incongruent. And well, we know it because I don't know how many business coaches we had in our programs who never had make money themselves, and now they're teaching others how to run their business. So we know there is so many people who are incongruent.
And if I'm looking at that, mostly what happens is that people generally starts in another area where they have congruency, and then they feel that, the realization of building a business is hard, makes them feel like I need to do something else.
Yeah.
And then they're looking at whatever examples they have in their life and be like, but I can help people build businesses.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, people have stolen our material and tried to teach that. And it just doesn't work. And the reason why is because everything that we teach, at its face value, the things that we say make sense because we understand what it connects to. So when someone else takes our stuff, then they can skip on the surface. They can say the same things that we did in the recording, but when they're putting it together, it lacks the foundation, it lacks the depth.
If you want to teach a specific thing and help people get a specific outcome, you need to have had that outcome yourself. So I think it's just important. Yeah, you need to be a step ahead of what you teach, but you don't need to be far ahead. You don't need to be like done. Life goes up and downs, and everyone's life looks like that. It's more congruent to have a life that is not 100% perfect, but you're good at that one thing that you help someone else achieve.
Yeah. The last thing that I would like to say to just help people understand that discovering your talents, which, spoiler alert, you have talents, but discovering your own talents is really, really hard because to you, it comes really, really natural.
Yeah.
To you, it's so natural so that it feels like everyone has this. Everyone knows how to do this. You're wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone does not know how to do this. You've built the skill so that it's natural to you. And the person that wants to build the results that you have desperately needs the blueprint of how do I build a talent that allows me to have the results that you have.
Yeah.
You're capable of building anything that you would like if you sort it out long enough so that you can focus on that thing enough until you get great at it.
Yeah.
And something that reminds me of that is that I come from a broken home. You come from a stable home, but when you were 16, 18, you moved out to your house. You cleaned toilets at Crazy Daisy in Denmark, a nightclub. Fast forwarding a lot of years later, we ended up going to Brentwood, California, spending time with some of the most influential people in the world, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and Jason Statham, and Danny DeVito, and Chris Pratt. I want to say that we did that. We came to that because we were on a mission. What I'm really saying is, if you asked me 15 years ago if I were capable or if I believed that I would ever be capable of creating the results that I have, meeting the people that I've met, doing the things that I do, living the life that I live, I would probably say probably not. And it's not because I didn't dream about it, because it was so far-fetched. But what I'm saying is in regards to congruency, you need a commitment. Immerse yourself into, I'm going to do whatever it takes to help my clients. And if you're ready to do that, there is nothing that is going to stand in your way of being able to achieve that as well.
So let's go to question number 2. How do I overcome the fear of being exposed as an unqualified coach? So this comes down to being afraid that I'm not good enough, and being afraid it's the imposter as well. Like people will see through me that I'm not good enough.
There is always a fundamental fear in all human beings that we're not good enough.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest ones, most common ones that stands in people's way. You could perceive it in 2 different ways. You could perceive it as the reason to keep hiding, or you could perceive it as the reason to, I'm going to show them. They're the 2 opposites of each other. Either you use that to prove yourself wrong, or you use it to hide. First of all, face them. Don't hide from them. If it is important enough, then make a decision. That decision shouldn't take the fear away, but it should make it real for you so that you can actually move forward with it.
When I'm afraid of being exposed, it's also because I don't realize how good I am.
Yeah. So
I think most people are focusing on all the things they do not know, they cannot do, all the negative things, and they forget about the good things. I remember in the beginning, so I had a client at some point at a meeting saying, yeah, but this is bad. Like, this is not a great course. I don't want to be a part of this course anymore. I want to leave. You don't know what you're talking about. Something like that. And I got so fearful. I got so afraid that, oh my God, now everything is exposed. Now everyone knows I'm not good. And my VA, she went into our client group and she just made screenshots of all the 1,000 comments writing about, oh my God, Sanne, thank you. I got the best breakthrough. Sanne, thank you. This is the best ever. Like all the positives. But that one negative just stood out so clear to me that I was about to hide and close down, give them all their money back because I forgot about all the good things. And I think that's the same for everyone, that it's so easy to see all the things you are lacking, all the things you do not have, and you forget about them. So I think coaches just need to remind themselves, because coaches don't judge themselves so hard. You would never judge your clients like that or other people like that hard. We just judge ourselves harsher than we would do with anyone else. So write down your list of reasons why you're are the best within what you do. And it might just be because I care.
Yeah. Great.
I'm going to go to number 3. And I like this one because I got that question literally last week. Should I stop coaching until I get more certifications?
Yeah.
See, that's not the problem, that you're lacking certification, especially if you're asking that question. I bet you already got more than 2. That's why you're asking. See, this is how you are hiding.
Yeah.
You're procrastinating, getting yourself out there and actually start working with people. And it sounds so sophisticated that you're doing courses. And we meet a lot of coaches when they are in the stage of starting up their business and they're doubtful, should I get a business coach or should I take another certification? It's like, how many certifications do you have? Well, I already have 1 or 2. Okay, what do you need the most?
5 or 6.
Yeah. Do you need more certifications or do you need to start having clients?
Yeah, and there are also instances where this happen for people as an insecurity when they're brand new and doesn't have a certification at all. I can't coach because I don't have a certificate. If you're meant to have a certificate, you're going to have one.
Yeah.
But I also want to redefine coaching slightly for you if you're sitting there not having a certification, because I like simplicity. If we break coaching down into the simplest explanation of what it is to help people.
Yeah.
There is a branch standard or an industry standard when it comes to coaching that helps us to ask the right kind of questions that allows the client to get to the answers themselves. That's fine. But coaching is also helping people. In order to help people, are you qualified to help people? Yes, you are.
Yeah.
You're just hiding behind what if I'm not capable.
Yeah. When did you get your coaching certificate?
So I'd made €1 million in my coaching business before I got my real certificate. But I also want to say that before that, I'd had more than 1,000 one-on-one clients. I'd worked with over 250,000 people in closed rooms. But my real certification I got, and in 22 I had already made €1 million helping coaches build businesses.
Yeah.
What's most important?
What's more important? Is it important that you have some nice certificate you can hang on your back wall? Or is it better that you actually got results?
Yeah.
You got the outcomes. Like if you go to a financial, like that's a great example. Who would you rather want to take care of your money? Someone who is having a job in the bank or someone who's financial free?
Yeah.
Who would you rather trust your money with? Who would you rather trust you getting toned? An overweight person or the fit person? Who would you rather choose?
Yeah, and
you choose the one who's congruent.
And I would choose an uncertified fit person before a certified fat person.
Yeah.
Excuse my body.
But you would. Everyone would. Yeah. So your clients would, because they see congruency.
Yeah.
They see you live what you teach. You live like you preach.
Yeah.
And that is more congruent and that's more trustworthy. Everyone can go out and get a certificate. It doesn't say that you're good, that you have a piece of paper, that you went through a course.
And today you can literally do it online.
Literally buy it, do a 2-hour course and then you got a certificate. We are not neglecting. It's great to have it. We took it also because we just wanted to become better. But it's not like you can't have a business if you don't have a certificate. You can't help people.
No.
But it's just for you to get some tools to work with. It's nice. Great. I think we covered that. How do I charge high ticket without feeling like I'm scamming people? Having a high price point is not by default not ethical. And having a low price point is not by default unethical either. So,
And
or
it's not
ethical.
and it's not by default ethical.
No, it's not by default ethical.
You're not
So-
ethical because your price is low.
No, it's more about how you view your value compared to what you charge.
Yeah.
What do you believe is the value of what you are doing? You start, what is my hourly salary? What can I charge? But that's not what you're selling. You're not selling your time. You're selling the output or the value for the other person.
The result.
The result. So what is the value of the result for the other person?
The result for the client automatically indicate a breakthrough to a degree that the value, like a transformation to the degree that the value of that transformation is a price point you could never charge because that wouldn't fly in your marketing.
Yeah.
Anyone that sells programs for 500 euros are going to see a lot of churn in their program, meaning clients leave, client just gives up, client just exits, clients just like disappears. The reason why is because they've burned 500 euros before. It doesn't sting enough. And I don't know what you perceive as high ticket right now. I don't perceive 3,000 as high ticket. As a new coach, you shouldn't start by figuring out how could I sell something for 20,000 euros, unless you're in a very specific niche. Having a coaching program, you should never charge less than 2,000 euros. Never. If you can't charge 2,000 euros, then grow into 2,000 euros.
One thing is the value of what you're selling, what you believe is the value of it. The other thing is how you view money. What do you believe is a high amount of money? And that's how you view money, the value of money. And that is very individual as well.
And any coach at any level is about 6 to 9 months away from being able to charge 20,000 euros if they really dedicate themselves.
Yeah.
Any person.
Yeah. What do we say to the person who is believing that 2,000 euros is a lot of money?
The practical advice that I have is put yourself in a seat where you get familiar and comfortable with presenting the program at 2,000 euros. But here's a scenario if I play it out as a role play. Let's say I'm having a sales call. I'm a brand new coach. I want to sell something for 3,000 euros because I feel that the results that they're going to get, yes, it is worth it, but I'm not comfortable charging 3,000 euros. What I would then say is to the prospect on the phone, on a call, in a sales call, whatever, I would say, so here's the deal. My program is 3,000 euros. The investment is 3,000 euros. But because of your situation, what you explained to me, because I know that I can help you, and the biggest reason of all, because I need to get my business off the ground, I'm going to give you a discount of 80%. I'm going to reduce that with 80% so that you will only have to invest this amount of money with one condition, that you promise me that you invest yourself as if you paid 3,000 euros. That is what I would say, because it allows a person who's not comfortable with selling something for 3,000 euros to say 3,000 euros and then give the price that they are comfortable with. And then from that point, let's say that, okay, 3,000 euros became 500 euros. No-brainer deal for the person on the other side. And then the next person you're selling to, sell it for 700. The next person, 900. And then 1,100. And then 1,300. And then 1,500.
Yeah.
And then 18. And then 2,000. And then 2,500. And then all of a sudden you're sitting there and you're like, hey, I'm selling stuff for 3,000 euros and I have a 60% conversion rate. That's reality. So we grow into being the person that has the confidence to be able to charge fairly.
Yeah. Remember, when you are selling coaching, you make money. It feels good for a month or two, maybe. But the person you're helping, they change their life forever.
Yeah.
That is the trade you're doing.
Yeah.
It's valuable. They get a better life and you get a better month.
Yeah.
That's the trade you're really doing.
Yeah.
Remember that when you are charging.
I think that's really, really good.
Let's take the next one.
Yep.
Why do I feel guilty asking people to pay for my help? I think a lot of coaches identify themselves as being helpers, and they would do it without being paid, which also means that it becomes wrong for me to charge. But I'm also going to ask you then, well, if you're not being self-employed as a coach, you probably have a job. Do you not like your job? So are you not allowed to get salary if you like your work? I hope everyone choose to have a work that they actually like doing. They choose an education because they like that thing. Does that mean they should not get paid for it? I think a lot of people believe it's easy for me and I love doing it. So I'm kind of the winner here. Yeah, but you can make money at the same time. And the problem is that if you're helping people for free, they're not going to value it. They're not going to take it seriously. And you're not going to value yourself. Like you're going to enjoy that you do it, but you're not going to get the coaching business. It won't be sustainable. You won't be able to help more people.
And that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
When we are insecure, what do we tend to do? We're finding reasons to validate ourselves in the eyes of others. And you need to grow up and seriously grow up, look at yourself and realize that no one defines who you are but you. And by doing that, you're self-sacrificing, you're creating long-term suffering, and you're just not looking at the world the way that it is. It's not sustainable if you don't charge enough. What can I do without sacrificing more than I get?
Yeah.
Because the net result needs to be an added resource in your life. So if you spend time, effort, energy and all, if you do all of that and you end up with realizing that you have less than you had when you begun, well, per definition, you're digging your own grave.
Yeah.
Don't let yourself be held back by a stupid thought. It's again, stop hiding.
And make a decision.
Yeah.
Everyone is able to help. You can go out and help people. You don't need to start a business to help people.
And
go out and help people, and you need to make a decision. Is it a business? Because if it's a business, you have a commitment to your business. Let's pause it here.
Yep.
That was part 1, and we're going to continue because we have more questions that mainly beginner coaches are having. Maybe even coaches who've been at it for a while, but not really breaking through. They probably have the same things holding them back. So if you like this episode, subscribe and give us a like, and we'll see you next week for part 2.
I love it. Let's go.